DJ Clue. That new shit.
Turkey. Turkey.
That's called motherfucking bars. You know nothing about that.
Welcome back, everybody, to Waiting to Dry. It's the only art podcast that deserves to exist. If you are subscribed to any other podcast, don't let me catch you in the streets.
Yeah, we're like dictators. You know what I mean? Like the Chinese government. We're like nothing but us.
Suggested who?
Plus donations. You know what I mean? What is this, a communist country or socialist?
Right, yeah. We're not a charity case over here. We do this for the love of it.
Yeah.
I am Sergio Lopez.
I'm Joshua Lawyer.
And yeah.
And this is the Waiting to Dry.
The waitings of the drive.
Oh, yeah. Sipping tea like some classy gents today.
That's right.
How's life been, Sergio?
Pretty good. Did a gallery show and got some paintings sold from it. So
Nice.
happy about that.
We're rich.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
right.
yeah.
All you need, one show, and you're
Yeah,
rich.
This is science.
Yep. That's the secret that art businesses all tell you. Just have one gallery show.
Yeah, every 2 years.
Yep. And you will be riding high.
Yeah. And then you can buy yourself a mansion in Detroit.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. What day was your show?
It was last Sunday. This
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever been to a Sunday show.
Yeah, that's the only time they do gallery shows there at Christopher Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. Because they party too hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Well, that's cool. So how many pieces did you have?
I did 8 new pieces for it, and then I had a couple of other ones that I framed up, a couple of gouache pieces for it.
Nice. That's pretty substantial.
Yeah. I'm getting better at actually being able to finish things on time. So I was able to I feel like if I don't know, like 5 years ago, if I was in the same position, I would have probably did like 6 or 7 new ones and just had like one almost done and like going right up until the last minute finishing them.
Yeah, MJ has that issue. She has it pretty bad. She's like, I'm going to do 12 pieces. And then she's like, I have 4.
Yep, exactly.
And you're like, oh, God, you need to get better at that then.
Right.
But yeah.
It does take people a long time to get that down.
Yeah, time management is a really tough skill to like figure out if you're an artist. Because I mean,
it's so crucial. Yeah, like artists are pretty bad at it a lot of times.
Yeah. I think what it is like we as artists, we like stand in front of a canvas or wood panel or whatever for like maybe like the painting might take like a week. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we're like, all right, like 1 week. I have like 18 weeks. I'll do 18 paintings.
Yeah. Right.
It's like all the like in between shit that like we don't manage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like we're like, yeah, it takes a week to make a paint. Cool. All right, we'll be good. And then you have to, I don't know, all the extra shit. They're like just even like trying to figure out what you're creating, maybe drawing shit out, maybe hiring models. For you, it's like probably going out and like finding locations that you want to paint.
Yeah.
But I think that's like a big, simple fix that all artists should. It's like MJ when she gets ready, right? We're always late to places because MJ thinks we have to be there at 8, which means like at 7:30, she's like, okay, it'll take me 30 minutes to get ready so I can go.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we still have to like travel there.
Yeah.
There's still like 10 minutes 20 minutes or whatever to like get there.
Right.
But that's how she thinks. She's just like, takes me this long to get ready. Magically, I'll appear there. So, but I think that's I don't know. There's just like that simple like mental fix, I guess.
Right. Yeah. For you, also, you build all your own frames too, so you got to factor that in as well.
Yeah, it was tough because we just did a show for Lunar Yen.
Yeah.
And it was tough because usually we drop off our work like a week before the show.
Yeah.
Which we actually did, but there's usually like a little bit of wiggle room,
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted the pieces a bit earlier than we were like ready to, and then that like fucked up all my time management. And I was like, cool, now I have like because it's like framing is like a thing where it's just like it's kind of like oil painting. Like you have to like do a thing and then wait. You know what I mean? And then do a thing and wait. So you can't like really rush certain parts.
Right. Yeah.
And so it ended up being like a really tricky situation for me. But I mean, it worked out at the end.
Yeah. You can't do it like Wonderland where you bring it in like night of.
Yeah. Well, I've only done that one, which was like
well, usually bring it in like a couple days before the show.
Yeah. I've never had issues for the most part. That was the thing where like the gal, like when I did it with Irena from Wonderland, she was like, I was like, I'll try to bring it in. She was like, just bring it the day of the show. And I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
She was like, yep. And I was like, all right, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that was a weird moment. I know people that bring in paintings like wet all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, MJ does that, but
yeah,
I know a good amount of people that bring in wet paintings. I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, there's usually like one or two that still need to dry when I'm bringing stuff in. Even for this show, I think it was not quite dried yet, the last painting.
Yeah.
But shipping that stuff, I'd be like so scared of having to ship a wet painting, but people do it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's why, a good part of the framing for me is like, it's almost like all my paintings need to be dry for me to frame.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like, all right, well, if it's not dry, then it's not going because I got to put some because you got to like hold the painting to the frame. At least the way I do it, you got to like hold the painting like flush with the frame so that when I like mount it to it, that it doesn't shift and like.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, pull up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, that was fun talking about that. I never know this kind of shit like that we're rambling about right now. I was like, it feels like something that like only, I don't know. I don't fucking like, it's like maybe someone will care about it. Maybe someone won't. But for me, I'm like it's more like little informational things that like I might use or not use.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
This is like what a lot of like art conversations. I mean, in general, when we're hanging out with artists, we're probably rarely talking about art.
Yeah.
We might be talking about, I don't know, some
Movies
other
and
shit.
Yeah.
So like, but when we do talk about art, it's funny like what people might like be interested in talking about.
I think art podcasts in general, I mean, not that any other ones deserve to exist or anything, but art podcasts in general, it's really like you're just listening for whatever little tidbit of info. Like that's usually what happens to me. Like there's like one or two things I maybe might use.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because whatever is useful to me right now might not be useful to someone for like 5 years down their career.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm just kind of nitpicking now.
Yeah.
And people might just be hoarding tons of random shit.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I think what most people like, we're talking about like prepping for a show. I think a lot of like when you're up and coming, you're like, the big question is how the fuck do I get into a show?
Right. Yeah.
That's like I don't know. Well, is there a saying for if you can't hold on to something? There's a Bible verse that I used to like reference, but it's so like obscure because it's a guy, I think King Saul in the Bible. He like, there's a verse that says, "I strive for wind,"
Okay.
And I always thought that was like a really cool like saying of like I'm trying to like catch something that's uncatchable.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like what is it, like something bottle lightning or some shit? I think that's kind of a
catch
similar-
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, I think those are kind of similar things, but it's like that
Gotcha.
idea of like you can't hold on to wind. You know what I mean? It's a bit slippery.
Yeah.
I feel like I keep trying to reference something like that, and then I'm like, all I have is this Bible verse that no one knows about. There's not like a, you know what I mean, like a skin a cat fucking saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? What the fuck's the name of that?
What do you call it?
Is it colloquial? No, I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I know exactly what you.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm saying. Someone's yelling. Someone's yelling a thing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I need if you guys have one, let me know because I need something for is there slippery duck or something?
Yeah. Right.
But yeah. Yeah, that's but yeah, getting into galleries and things like that. Getting like the gig I think is the hard part when you're like coming up. And then all of a sudden you're like too overworked and you're like, I need to stop
Yeah. Exactly.
showing at these things and pick my points.
Well, the thing everybody always wants to know is like, how do I sell my art?
Yeah.
It's like the
Get rich
surefire
friends.
way. Yeah, it's the surefire way to get listens on your podcast. I'm sure.
What? Oh, how to sell art?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been fucking like so I sold a bigger piece at the Lunar Brienne show,
Oh, okay, nice.
like a medium-ish, big-ish piece. But it's a pricier piece. Do you know what I mean? And then I sold another piece at the New York show, and both pieces I sold the second I like talked to like the person about what the piece was about. But both times it was like very not forced. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like we were just like talking. It was like,
sure,
and then like someone was like, "What is that thing?" And I was like, "Oh, that's that." And they're like, "Oh, what about that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's because like this." And then like this piece that sold at Lunar Inn, it wasn't even the art collector who's a friend of mine who was asking the questions. Do you know Talopa at all?
Yeah, I met him before. Yeah.
It was Talopa. He was like asking me all these questions.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "What is that?" and this, and then I was like, "Oh, that's that," and then yada yada, and we ended up just walking through the piece.
Oh, okay.
And then my buddy was like, "All right, sold." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, I'm going to buy the piece." And I'm like, "All right." I was like, "God damn it." It feels weird because it feels like I sold them, even though I didn't. And the same thing happened to the Old Pioneer piece that I did for the New York show.
Okay.
That piece sold a similar way where I was drinking with a friend and then they wanted to talk about narrative in art. And then I was like, all right. And then we started talking and then we pulled up that piece for reference. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to buy it. And I'm like, okay. But just having those two interactions is like one of those things that, because I'm so, I don't know. I don't want to like spoon feed anyone.
Right.
The painting is called, I think the closest I get to that is on this podcast.
Yeah.
Where I'll break down a piece, but like usually I won't do it unless someone asks me. And if they ask me something that I think is like close, do you know what I mean? Or if they, I've talked about it before, but if you put in the effort to try to understand a piece, then I might give you like what it's about.
Yeah.
Or I most likely will. But yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, how do I like, it's like a weird question where you're like, how do I just like organically tell people what my piece is about now?
Right.
Like, that seems to have a huge value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
which I agree with, but I also like, I'm like, I want to hold on, like I want to treat it precious. Like anything that I think holds value should be treated. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So it's like this weird thing of like, how do I sell? Like, it's like, oh, this seems like a good way to sell my art, but like, it also seems like a bad way if I'm just like everyone I meet, I'm like, let me tell you about what this painting is about.
Right.
Like,
yeah. That could come off really like, I don't know, self-absorbed.
Yeah, exactly. It has this like negative reaction. So it's almost like I have to like bonk myself over the head and forget that any of that happened. And then hopefully I'll have another organic moment with someone
Yeah, right.
who has dispensable cash to buy
Right. Yeah.
paintings. But yeah.
Well, that is a good point. Like sometimes that is just what people need, is just like a little info about the painting itself to sell it, or to want to buy it.
I think that's why people like buying stuff where they're like celebrities in it, or like you had pieces that sold really well because they were like iconic places in this area, and so that makes sense of like there's some attachment, so you don't need to explain anything. It kind of has that built-in information. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I would say most of the paintings I've sold are because people have some attachment to the subject matter. Like, not even, it doesn't necessarily have to be a place that they know personally, but like if it's like a moment that evokes something, like even for myself, I'm just thinking of this painting that I bought recently. It's of this like little Sunoco gas station that somebody painted in, I think he lives out in upstate New York. But when I looked at it, it just reminded me of like the few times I'd been on the East Coast and going along those highways and seeing that exact scene, and it just like totally puts me back to like doing a plein air event or something out there. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like, even though I've never been to that particular gas station, that it just makes me feel like all that. Yeah. It's
like the power of reminiscing.
Yeah.
There is something about that as well. Like, if you do figurative work, someone might be like, oh, that reminds me of this person, or a portrait.
Right.
They might be like, oh, that really reminds me of this person. I think like old people kind of had that, like, like if you paint like an old grandma like figure, people might be like, oh, that reminds me of my grandma. I want it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where to go from there, but
I guess it's different for your stuff because, well, I don't know, maybe it's not.
Well, I think I try to use certain tools to kind of like evoke some version of reminiscing, or or help someone understand the narrative I'm trying to do. Like one of my big piece in this show had like a lot of like shoes, you know what I mean? And it was supposed to kind of play off like I was trying to make things look like not necessarily monsters, but kind of like uneasy or off a little bit or whatever, or maybe based off of monsters, but not actually like. So this one was like, oh, let's do something that seems like has like multiple legs, but doesn't. So I was just like, I'll just put a bunch of shoes beneath the figure and have a long skirt, so then it like potentially could have this like view of like, oh, they have like, you know, it's like the like the 8-legged monster or whatever,
right? Yeah,
like that. But then I picked certain shoes to be like, oh, these shoes all have kind of like their own personality.
Oh, okay.
Being like, obviously, Converse have like a thing, and then like there was like dress shoes, and then like cowboy boots was like the most built-in narrative, I think, of all the shoes. And I had like high heels and stuff like that, but like it's like all those things kind of have like a very simple like narrative tool based on like everyone's understanding of kind of what those shoes represent in a way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Shoes all tell a story just like by existing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so like it was trying to figure out how to play or use that as that important tool. So I bought like half of the shoes are from MJ, and then half the shoes are from thrift stores where it's like, all right, I need a pair of Converse. MJ wears Converse, but like for some reason she didn't have Converse when I needed them. Not cool. But yeah. So and I tried to think about those things, even like that figure. Like I tried to make them feel. It's almost that painting specifically is about the obsession of comfort. So I tried to make everything feel like soft and cozy and things like that, especially like the sweater and things like that. But like I think all of those things, I tried to keep them very like I don't know, reminiscent in a way. Like the lady should feel almost like a librarian what she's wearing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But I'm trying to play off of that in a way that's not necessarily wholesome, I guess, but maybe can, I don't know,
like something sinister behind it or something.
Well, I'm trying to still tackle like dark humor. So like, I think the work is supposed to feel a little ominous and a little dark, at this point. Do you know what I mean? And it's supposed to kind of have, I don't know, things like that. And I want the paint. I have these like those floating like glowing eyes on all the pieces I recently did because I want kind of like this feeling that like something's like the figure's looking back at you. And I want there's certain things I'm trying to play with. It's about like so I'm doing these pieces and they're all like attached to each other in this like concept about it's called like they made monsters of us, and then there's like in parentheses it's like we made monsters of us because it's like the two narratives I'm trying to figure out how much they blur or whatever, but I'm trying to figure out how to like define how we kind of view each other, especially in a negative light, and why that might be. And like in some versions it's extreme, in some versions it's more subtle. You know what I mean? Like and then I'm trying to find the humor in that while trying to paint. So, but like I have a painting I'm planning on doing that's based on like the idea of like a wallflower. Okay. And just the idea that like someone that's kind of like on the edges of social interactions, you as the person in the kind of environment might look at that person and be almost in a very subtle way, like, oh, I don't want to talk to that person because they're, you know, like they seem awkward or something like that. So it's like it goes from like as subtle as that to like, I don't know, ignoring homeless people, you know what I mean? And why we do that or something. And or like someone having a shitty day and then you thinking that person's an asshole or a bitch or whatever because their day was shitty that day. And and you know, and trying to define like why we might view people, whether it be like horrible human circumstance that they've gone through that makes them jaded or whatever, or whatever. But like viewing people in a certain light that makes them seem, I don't know, bad. I don't know what word could fit. Better, but do you know what I mean? Or negative, I guess, or repel you from like kind of interacting from them. But then I'm trying to figure out how to play around with that. So it's like kind of like a dark narrative and then figure out how to like add some levity to it so that it could be not so dark. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to create like some Geiger type art.
Do you feel like it would feel that way if you didn't add humor to it?
I don't know if I can create work that dark in general. It's weird because some people pick up on it and some people pick up on the darkness and they're just like, this work is really dark. And then some people are like, I don't see what you're talking about. And I still don't know why that is. Or some people, a lot of artists, I feel like will think kind of like, you think that's dark, like you should look at, there's like some actual like really dark work. You know what I mean, that's like, makes this look not dark at all. So, I don't know. It's just interesting to kind of pick up on people's perspective of what they consider dark art, probably based on what they've been exposed to. But what was the question again?
Oh, if you feel like if you didn't add humor to it, it would just feel too heavy.
I don't, maybe. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's too heavy for me now, but I keep trying to like figure out, I'm like trying to work on this, like these ideas of dark, like of dark humor. So, and my favorite dark humor always kind of goes just like too far for most, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, but, I mean, the thing I'm trying to figure out more is like, how do I how do I like kind of tip the hat to like the like levity more without it feeling like too like comedic or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that's like I don't know. I there was only one person I heard talk about my work that was like, oh, you got it. Like, cool. Like, that's pretty awesome. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't,
like somebody you heard in person talking about it or online?
Yeah. I think one of the things I keep trying to think about is like how do you educate your audience in the correct way? I was talking to Plague recently. Shout out to Plague. Happy birthday, bro. But we were talking about horror films. Funny enough.
Yeah.
But then we started talking about like how films sometimes like will just ruin, like, you know, like, or like shows, or like, say if you're watching a TV show and they do like the previously on, you know what I mean? And then they like will bring up shit that happened like 5 episodes ago. Their intention is to be like, remember this, so that when I re-reference it later in this episode, you'll know what we're talking about, right?
Right.
But the issue with that is like, I don't want you to fucking tell me like all the shit you're going to reference in the episode, because it's kind of like a weird spoiler alert for anyone that's like, you know, aware that that's a thing. So I will always try to ignore those things, or I'll walk away from watching the thing until like I hear like the intro music or some shit. You know what I mean? But there's also moments in movies where you can see them kind of like explain something subtly. It's like a foreshadow, but very subtly. And then they'll like almost double down on that in a way that will like explain it to dumb people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I mean dumb people, I'm not trying to offend anyone who's not dumb. I'm only trying to offend the dumb ones. But like, have you ever caught that where like, you're like, oh, they're referencing this thing, and they'll do it in like a really nice way, like a really like kind of like clean and subtle way. So if you're savvy, you might pick up on it. And then they'll like be like, they'll say something like just blatantly, and you're like, oh fuck, like that like ruined. And sometimes I think like, was that the fucking like, did the director do like the smooth one, and then they were like, oh no, we need to like make sure that they really understand this moment.
Right. Yeah.
So they make the director like fucking, you know what I mean? Like
maybe, yeah.
Not keep the sauce hot. And so like I never know why that happens, but I see it all the time where it's like, oh, they're tipping their hat, and then it's like, oh, they just gave the whole shit away. Like, why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? And so that's like a failure in educating your audience, or I don't know what that is, and the direction you're going with your art. You're like, do you know what I mean? We're like,
I think so.
Where whenever I watch a movie that just kind of allows good art to, like a good movie to be made, and they don't do shit like that, and they just kind of let the moments be. And if you didn't catch it, then it's like a surprise, and you're like, holy shit, they referenced that earlier in the movie. I didn't pick up on that. Fuck, that's cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's like, and then maybe, or you watch a movie and then the second time you pick up on all the things that they pointed out, but you didn't fucking catch it the first time because they just did it good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think trying to like figure out that, how to like, if I'm going to go with narrative in my work, how do I like educate the audience so that they can like get as much from the work as they can potentially, and maybe make smaller works that can help the bigger works live, you know, be more, get consumed correctly.
Right. That's a good point. That's an interesting goal to have. Yeah, that sounds cool. Like, you almost have to think of the painting as a series in a way.
Right. Well, that's what this
like a single painting almost as a series.
That's what this body of work I'm trying to do with this. They made monsters out of us. Is try to figure out how to like make small pieces and maybe have those be a little bit over the top, right? And like a little bit more comedic, and then and try to build. So it's like, oh, these things are this, and see if I can like build these, this like visual vocabulary where people can start understanding more things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. But there's this funny thing I did recently. I'll just say it here because I don't know. It's still a small audience. I feel like I'm not giving too much away, but there's this painting I did recently for Vertical Gallery in Chicago. If anyone's in Chicago, the show's coming up. Go check it out if you want. But that piece and the large piece that I did for the Lunar End show, they're attached in a way because so I came up with the Lunar End piece first, right? And if you pay attention to the big piece, she has all those shoes, but she's missing one foot. She has only have one leg in the piece. Okay. And then the piece I sent to Vertical Gallery, the model, she's like holding a leg, almost like she's like in love with it.
Oh, right.
And that piece is called like a part of you or something like that.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like this idea, like they're like, I'm like attaching them as like a love story. You know what I mean? Like, as like they became distant because she had to move to Chicago. In my head, this is what plays out. It's like she had a job in Chicago and so she had to move, and they tried to do a long distance thing, but it didn't work out. So it's like this like idea of like these two pieces didn't work out, but like she'll always have a part of her, and that being the foot. And I just thought it would be funny to like make a storyline because I had to ship that piece out. It was like a one-off during this series. I was like, oh, it'd be funny to attach this piece to that piece, and then there's like other little thing, but it's like I just thought it was funny because the big piece is almost like afraid to leave. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the whole idea of the piece is like they have all these like ideas which are like shoes represented by like all these ideas of what their life should have been or could have been, but they end up never going anywhere because they're too afraid to, and they're you know, or whatever. And so like to have one piece ship out and then one piece stick in like the Bay Area, which is, you know, where I live. So it's like this kind of funny, I don't know, thing that I'm just doing for me and now for you guys.
Yeah. So is that something that you feel like you want to be able to convey to people who are at the show, or is that just something you're doing for yourself to keep yourself kind of like entertained and engaged throughout?
I just think it's fun. I mean, that's the main reason I'm doing it, is because I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun and funny, and like, if people ever picked up on it like by themselves, I'd be amazed. I'd be like, holy shit, you got that? Like, that's nice. I was almost gonna title the big piece in this show to like be attached, like to be like if that one's a part of you, this one would be called like lost a part of me or something like that. But I was like, oh, that might be too close, even though I still don't think anyone might pull that up.
Right.
I just was like, oh, I'll just kind of let them be.
What'd you end up naming the Bay Area piece?
Homebody.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I was trying to make it sound creepy. So I was trying to figure out how to make Homebody sound like, I was like, maybe I'll title it Homebodies, like, but it didn't work out. But that was, I don't know. I guess my version of an Easter egg. If
Gotcha, yeah. Now this podcast has an Easter egg in it.
But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that to me is like a version of levity as well that I could add to my work, like a little like funny thing in these like dark works that live between pieces. And if you can catch on, then like good on you. You know what I mean? And like, but I guess that's the question, is like, can I start doing things like that? And then how do I at least give enough kind of context so that the people can at least get there in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to learn because sometimes something that I think is spoon feeding isn't to other people. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm just too much in my head to be like, oh, that's fucking easily
Yeah.
connecting dots. And people are like, I'm too busy to connect dots.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's true. Yeah.
But I don't know. I see the other thing too is like I want to be successful in my career. Like I think people perceive like us at where we're at now, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are successful," but it's like, no, I want to be more successful
Right. Yeah.
at my career. Maybe to the point where people actually do take the time to try to like connect enough dots, and it would be great to have enough dots to connect by the time, if that ever happens, to be like interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way to do it where it's almost like you create like this scavenger hunt in a way of like if you have this way of actually like revealing things as you go along, but you have to kind of follow this path, and you have to
That's
like you have to do certain like things that aren't necessarily about the painting itself. Like I don't know how you do it. Like maybe you do have to like almost treat the entire body work like a jigsaw puzzle, like metaphorically.
Cool. Have you ever watched is it James Siegel? What's his name? You know the guy from like Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Something Siegel. Yeah, why can't I remember? Steven Seagal.
I'm gonna write something Seagal. Let's see if it pops up. Something.
It's not John, is it?
Seagal. Why don't I just type in Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah. Jason Seagal. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound. What did I say?
What did you say? James.
James.
That's not that far.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find this. He created this show. It kind of like I wasn't too like into the ending of the show, but it kind of sounds similar. Sorry.
It's something that he produced or something.
Yeah, he's in it, and I believe he wrote it with, I think, his writing partner or some shit like that.
Okay.
Oh, Dispatches from Elsewhere. It's a really cool show. If anyone wants to watch something interesting, and it kind of has this like.
Is it a comedy or?
Yeah, maybe like comedy drama type deal, like fantasy a bit, or perceived fantasy. I don't know. But it's just kind of like this. I don't know. Super interesting. Like, it's almost like an art. It's almost like it's almost like a TV show about a crazy art installation and someone experiencing it. Almost like that, and kind of in the way you're explaining it, where it's like this, like almost like treasure hunt in a way, but not necessarily about treasure, but more about like kind of like jumping out of like the like lull of your day-to-day life kind of and so and but the that's what that reminded me of, but it's maybe that's the right context to kind of try to think about it in is figuring out how to, I mean, even having the name Scavenger Hunt is kind of a cool name as like for like a group of like if you did a body of work and you called it within like the dark humor like genre, like calling something like having the word scavenger is just a good word.
Right. Yeah. And that can even like for like dark humor, that can go in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Because like all the different things that you think of are scavengers. It's like vultures and other like creepy things.
Much. And even hunt is like, so both of those words are like very negative words, but within that combination, all of a sudden have like this like fun.
Yeah, that's funny. You put those two words together and they're fun for the whole family.
Yeah. So that's a good I don't owe you anything for that, right?
Just give me the first clue.
But yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea. But yeah, that's
So I feel like you can, it'd be a good way to like incentivize people to like follow your work more closely.
yeah, to be more invested. My assumption is you would probably want to figure out what it leads to
Right.
before you like.
Yeah, that's true. Like, how would you actually go about it?
There's nothing worse than a letdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is fun. That fizzled.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's a cool idea. I'll definitely have to think about that one more.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, there's probably like a lot of little like perks that you could give along the way, probably.
What do you mean?
Oh, just like for people who actually like want to do that. I don't know. It's like,
Right.
I don't know. You get like I don't know. Maybe it's getting like too like cheesy, but I don't know. You give like a little sticker or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Huh.
Exclusive behind the scenes content.
You can give an NFT.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, they only live if someone finds it. So whatever the mountain numbers, they only exist because someone made it to
Yeah.
to that point or whatever.
Huh.
That's interesting. Yeah, this is fun. Hey, no one copy this idea, please. It's gonna take a while to do, but I'm into it.
Another waiting to dry exclusive.
That's right. That's our copyright.
Yeah. Idea was patented.
Yep.
That's all you have to just say it, right?
I think
This
so.
idea is patented.
Well, it's recorded, so yeah, it is on.
Yeah.
It's on a recorded medium. Yeah. I think that holds.
Does it?
I don't know. Got any lawyer friends?
Oh, no. I'm technically a lawyer.
Yeah. Whatever you say goes.
I am the law. But yeah, I don't know where we go from here. But what was the Reddit thingy?
Oh yeah. So this went viral. It's an old story at this point, probably a few months ago. But I thought it was funny because there's a lot of so it happened. It was a photographer that. Okay, so this person posted on the "Am I the Asshole" Reddit. I don't know if you got that one.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah, I don't know if you even saw this one, but there was a photographer that deleted wedding photos from this couple in front of him.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
So maybe you like heard about it because I guess it went viral for a bit. But if you want to, I could just like read the things to get the context of it. So it says, "Am I the asshole for deleting my friend's wedding photos in front of them?" And like already off the bat, it's kind of a weird story, but I'm not really a photographer. I'm a dog groomer. I take lots of photos of dogs all day to put on my Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. I cut in a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. A friend of mine got married a few days ago and wanting to save money, asked if I'd shoot it for them. I told him it's not really my forte, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect. They were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event. I mean, that's already right there, the red flag.
What?
Shooting a wedding for $250. On the day of, I'm driving around following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30 p.m. Around 5 p.m., food is being served, and I was told I cannot stop to eat because I need to be a photographer. In fact, they didn't even save me a spot at any table. I'm getting tired, and at this point, kind of regretting doing this for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot. The venue is an old veterans hall, and it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and there's no AC. Goddamn.
I know that.
Yeah, exactly. I told the groom I needed to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There's no open bar or anything. I can't even get water. My 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I either need to be the photographer or leave without pay. With the heat, being hungry, being generally annoyed at the circumstances, I asked if he was sure, and he said yes. So I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off, saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have paid $250 for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I the asshole? They went right on their honeymoon and have been off of social media, but a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about the photos with zero responses. So that's part one.
The asshole, no.
Yeah, of course not.
No, they're not.
So yeah, a lot of people are like, hell no, I would have done way worse.
Yeah, plus usually the photographer you feed,
yeah,
and they usually like can take breaks,
right?
And my God, like there's like ways photographers work, like at least the ones that do these like wedding venue things,
right? Yeah,
like they understand like a lot of times I know they're supposed to get like food like right when the bride and groom get food. The reason being is because they can eat their food while the bride and groom are eating, because no one wants pictures of themselves eating,
right? And
then they fucking and then they can start taking pictures right when they're done eating, and they can take their break while they're fucking eating away or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And there's like these people. I mean, like obviously this person wasn't a fucking professional, but like,
right?
I don't know. It's like you don't need to capture every fucking moment at a wedding,
right?
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the people who hired this person was like not even understanding of what the gig even actually was.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And what they were getting.
Yeah.
Like what they were paying for didn't valid. Like if you're paying someone $250 in general for like to be your photographer, like
yeah,
you should be like, if I get 100 pictures, I'll be stoked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because I know the photographers will take like thousands of pictures that day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they'll take like 100 pictures of you doing your vows and shit. Because they're like, one might be a little off, one might be good. Do you know what I mean? So like,
oh, yeah.
The person sounds like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never do that kind of shit. Like
gigs for people like that? Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a friend, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. We'll hate each other by the end of it.
Yeah. And that's basically what happened with this thing. I mean, there were a couple of updates for it where he or she, I'm actually not sure what this person is, but so the person who they followed up with more of the story, and it gets even worse from there. It says, immediately after the wedding, they went off for their honeymoon. They went to a cottage up north and didn't use social media for a week. In that time, they got lots of requests for photos on Facebook, and I didn't reply to anyone because to me, this was done. I didn't want the headache of dealing with the fallback. I don't know a lot of these people. It's their circle of friends, so I thought it's best they handle it. The bride contacted me when they returned and asked me my side of the story. I don't know when the groom spilled the beans, but he wasn't truthful about it. He told her I had camera problems and lost the photos. I told her plainly what happened and told her while I felt guilty, it was no way to treat someone doing them a favor. She wasn't in the know about any of this and asked if there was any way we could mend this. We got to talking. I agreed to do a reshoot for some photos later in the season. She wants some photos of just them in an outdoor shoot, photos of the ring, some artsy-fartsy shots, and that's it. She offered me the original $250, and I agreed on a condition that I would bail at one word of crap from either of them. As for the original photos, I offered to bring my SD card to a place I could attempt to recover them, but at their cost, and she just declined. Word did get out on social media about some of this, and we agreed to sweep it under the rug and try to defuse or play down what happened. One of the few comments I did read, they were wholly against me because the story is twisted with the her camera died narrative the groom spun. I'm upset, but not enough to make it a big deal of it. None of them even know my name. I guess there's some other stuff there, but to me, that's crazy that she would agree to redo the shoot and not ask for any more money.
I know.
Like this person is just like,
I wouldn't have deleted the pictures though.
Like in the first place,
I would have just walked off, and then I would have been like, yeah, if you want them, give me like double the amount or triple the amount that we originally asked for.
Yeah.
It's like, and or not, I'll remove them at that point.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
a good
I would
idea.
do because I mean, and then I would never fucking reshoot things.
Yeah. Oh, hell no.
I was just like, if you want what I shot, this is the price now. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Right.
you guys treating me like shit.
Right.
I forget who. There was like a comedian who said some shit like that. It was like on a pod. I think Bobby Lee explained it because he holds grudges. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, I will not fucking. This place screwed me over. This comedy club screwed me over back in the day. I will
Right.
never work with them ever again. Right? And he's mentioned before that I forget what comedian. I think it might have been Paul Rodriguez or something like that. I know it's a Latin comedian.
Uh-huh.
He was like, "Oh no, don't do that." He's like, "What you do is you just charge them double what you charge everyone else."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "That's an interesting thing. Like, he doesn't hold the grudge. He just like makes them pay for it."
Right.
It's like, yeah, I can respect that.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because you still get to feel like you're on the high ground, I guess, of it.
I mean, I
you get
actually
to keep your dignity a bit.
I appreciate both of them
Yeah.
responses, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Like in a way, it's like so, like for Bobby Lee, that might literally be fuel
Yeah.
for him succeeding. In life,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
That's true. Yeah.
it might be like I need to
People
fucking
do work that way.
fuck these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Like, I need to do extra well at this other club because
Yeah.
I'm not going
Fuck them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, teach down, but I just thought that was an interesting. I'm much more of like the grudge holder type.
Yeah.
than the fucking just charge them double type.
Uh-huh.
But I respect that.
Yeah. I'm probably more on the hold grudge type, but I like the idea of like, okay, we'll work again, but on my terms, basically.
Yeah. But yeah,
Which, I mean, this person was, I guess, trying to do, but definitely did not ask for enough in the end. But so there's actually a third and final update for it. And so in the beginning here, I don't know. I'd be curious what you think of this idea because I don't really agree with it either. But it says a common sentiment in the previous thread was that I was a doormat, and I know that. Well, at least I know that. But if I can justify it just one time, this was never about the money or the people or anything. I'm experienced with photography, but only really in one subject area, pet portraits, and I would gladly jump at any opportunity to practice and gain more experience and exposure in other areas of photography. It's extremely validating going from volunteer work to paid work, even if the pay is a small pittance to what it should be. Even if they offered me nothing, I would have gladly accepted the opportunities just so I can practice more and try new things. Plus, it was under the assumption that they didn't care it was perfect photos. I guess before I read the rest of it, like, I feel like that's not like a good enough reason to do that one because it wasn't even like if you were shooting, I don't know, like what are they called where the dog competition things or whatever, something like in the genre of things, but this person doesn't even do wedding photos. I don't know how that would help her or him in the long run anyway to do that. It's like you don't have to like shoot a wedding to get practice. Like you can literally shoot anything else and not have this headache to deal with.
Is this a guy or a lady?
I don't know. They actually don't
I was
say.
imagining a guy the whole time until that last little bit. And then I was like, oh, wait, is this a lady? I don't know if there was something in that one.
I'm not sure.
Like, tipped. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also it sounds like they're kind of trying to justify the thing after the thing.
Right. Yeah.
Which I don't know. People are so bad at like, it's like easy to like do something and then people are like, why'd you do that? Be like,
Yeah.
let me figure out a thing.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. That's true.
Because that's what that sounds like. It sounds like they're like, I didn't do it for the thing or the thing. I did it for this reason.
Right.
But then I remember early on in the thing, it's like, she's like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I do dog shooting. I don't even do this. And
Right.
it's like, I mean, no,
Right,
so
exactly.
they're eager to learn. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, well, it seems like you get plenty of practice in like at your dog grooming salon. So I don't know why you would need to do this for something that you're not even like trying to get good at.
I'm sure there's a ton of photographers that probably heard the story that was like, what the fuck? Don't charge $250 for a wedding.
Oh yeah. That was like one of the main things I saw.
Like you fuck all the actual photographers that are that also understand how to like do this thing.
Yeah.
Like it literally sounds like she had he. I don't, in my mind now it's a she. So
yeah.
If they didn't have any concept of how to like even like, if someone, let's say if I took on the gig of photographing someone's wedding, all I would do is study or just go on YouTube and just watch wedding photographers talk about wedding photography and try to pick up as many like overall like tips and tricks that they have over the years. And I'm sure there's some version of this on YouTube. There's versions of everything on fucking YouTube. So I'm sure there's someone who's like, oh, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. These are how you get these shots. These are the shots you really want. This is who you work with. So you make sure timing is good on all these. Are when you eat. This is when you can take a break. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, I'm sure.
And this person didn't seem like they took any it sounds like they were like, all right, day of, let's figure this fucking thing out.
Exactly. Yeah. Nothing was really talked about beforehand. It seems like between the
and a wedding couple. Is like a weird, like, I don't know. It's very like, it's like steeped in tradition and there's like a timing to everything. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, that's true.
So like, it's not like a fucking party in that, like, it's like, let's see where the night goes. It's like, this happens this happens then. It's actually horrible. I fucking hated planning a wedding and it's the worst. And I was like, why don't we just not do any of this shit? Who cares if I cut a fucking cake? Like, like it's not that important.
Right.
I don't need a picture of me cutting a cake. I don't care. I don't care about a stupid cake. But it's like, but then like I don't get convinced, but like MJ was like, oh, I get why my mom wants it, or
right.
It's like this like it's like this weird pressure people put on you to like you should do it this way,
right?
But then it's like I can give a fuck about a cake cut, all right. Even a first dance shit, like all that shit, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't want to do any of that. Like I want to hang out with family and like, I mean, and have a good time. Because this is like, it's wedding and funerals, right? Like this is when we get together. So like, I want to like enjoy the good moments because next time might be a funeral and then we're going to be like all fucking sad. And like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's not going to be like so it's like, why wouldn't you want a wedding to just be like, let's just enjoy each other's company. You don't need to see me fucking try to dance. I'm not a fucking dancer. Who cares if I cut a cake? You've never paid attention to any other cake cutting I've ever done in my entire fucking life. Like, you know, I don't know. So like, but that being said, the photographer, like they are part of this, like, I don't know, machine of wedding that like, that has to be like organized and understanding of the process. And these people sound like they had a very like traditional type wedding as far as like
sounds like it, yeah.
So you would assume that there's some person who's kind of trying to like keep the like timing correct and all those type of things. So but
yeah, who knows? Like it sounds like they were trying to do everything very shoestring, but I don't know. I'm just like assuming that because it sounded like they weren't willing to I mean, they only hired her for $250 and maybe they didn't even know that's how much a photographer is supposed to cost.
I think we paid our photographer $2,000, which is like dirt cheap.
Yeah, that's actually still on the cheap end.
he was a photographer friend of ours.
Right. Okay.
And like, I mean, he photographs like mainly women. So like it wasn't his genre to photograph either, but like he photographs really well. And we were like, we would rather have you because we assume that you have like a cooler eye for like, not like traditional, like let's all stand here and shit, but more like take pictures that seem cool.
Right.
I mean, and But MJ also said she was paint him a painting, so it was like a painting and
okay.
And I think like 2,000
Okay.
for the photographs.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, and even then we were like, that's a fucking bargain.
Oh yeah.
So like 250, it's like, what the fuck were they eating?
Yeah, exactly.
like a fucking mini corn dogs and shit.
Yeah. White Castle.
Yeah. Dino nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously, yeah.
Like, we have 5 dipping sauces.
Yeah.
It's like,
We
that's
splurged.
ketchup. It's like ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce.
Ranch.
Yeah, ranch.
Sriracha ranch.
You don't want to eat ranch when it's 110 degrees.
Yeah, that's true too. God damn, yeah. Yeah, their wedding reception was at a old veterans hall that doesn't even have AC, so I'm curious how much they spent on that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck these people. Fuck them all. You know what I mean? Fuck them all.
They're all assholes.
Fucking amateur. I mean, I don't know. The one thing I can say is like, the person, he or she might not understand how valuable that position is.
Yeah.
And this seemed like the first time they did it, so I can like understand that. You know what I mean? Being like, I wouldn't have deleted the photos. Because you could have like reused that shit for your resume at the end of the day. You know what I mean,
I guess so, yeah.
You could have, don't give them to the fucking people. Been like, look, I photographed this. Go find another job and charge 1,000 or something, and then,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
be like, here's the last wedding I photographed,
Uh-huh.
and then you can like, do you know what I mean? And then
That's
maybe
true.
you can like actually pursue being a wedding photographer.
Yeah, I guess that's what they really
Forward.
wanted to do. Yeah.
And then maybe you can understand, like, oh, I was my first job, I didn't charge shit, and
Yeah.
now it's 10 years and I'm charging, whatever
Right. Yeah.
the actual cost.
Exactly.
So I can get that. I get like that misstep of like early on creative not understanding
Yeah, that's
that
true.
you charge more. Even
Like
though,
everybody does that.
yeah.
Okay.
The hope is that you can correct that quickly. Understand that there's work out there if you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But I would have never deleted the photos. I'd have been like, hey, bye, peace, I'm out. Fuck you. Ain't
Right.
getting the photos.
Yeah. That's a good way of doing it.
But yeah. What? Hey, we all learn. I mean, in general, I think that's how a lot of people can get in. Like, I mean, we did it with muraling. You get in cheap, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, there's tons of work to be done in this space. And you're like, all right, well, then I charge more because I can't keep up with the work if I start taking on cheap ass jobs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah. How are we doing on time?
We're at an hour 3.
An hour 3. Oh shit. Well, yeah. I do have a thing that I've been doing that's been bubbling, which is this thing called the Mural Project.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I figured I'd bring it up because we have a fundraiser coming out, so I figured I should probably start promoting it.
Yeah.
Which is like so me and MJ, we've been working really hard. MJ's been working extremely hard on this thing called the Mural Project that we're doing, which is a mural festival, which we've been a part of, but we're doing one in Santa Rosa. We've been trying to keep it really quiet because if you're a longtime listener, you will know that Santa Rosa likes to like muffle shit sometimes. Like,
Right.
Not Santa Rosa, like, I don't know. The people in the art politics world like to muffle their competitors as they see it.
Yeah.
And so we've been keeping it quiet, but we're like now at the point where we're like, let's fucking go. So
Nice.
we're going to do a fundraiser at Shady Oak on December 4th for anyone who's local, who wants to come and show some support. Me and Amanda Lynn will be doing live painting.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to have some form of live music. I'm hoping to get, I don't know if you know John Courage.
Yeah, there was a whole thing that happened with him. I don't know if you read about that or
he
heard about
told
it, but
me about it,
yeah. But yeah, some bad things happened
Yeah.
to bandmates, I think, or to him. I don't,
Him and bandmates.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm talking with him now. Hopefully we'll get him to perform that night as well as like some other DJs and stuff.
that's cool.
And we're gonna do like raffle off the live painting. So
Okay,
you can
nice.
go buy a couple raffle tickets and maybe leave with a mandolin piece or a me piece.
These will just be on like canvases or panels or whatever.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna paint on panel. I don't know if Mandolin's gonna paint on panel canvas. I don't know what she paints on. I think canvas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, and then we're probably gonna do some silent auction stuff. And we're trying to figure out some other stuff we want to do as well. Maybe like a drink and draw like section in case the artists want to come through and like hang out and draw. Make it real artsy fartsy as we can make it.
That's cool.
And but yeah, we're trying to raise funds for the mural festival we're doing in my area because I'm selfish like that. You know what I mean? But like, it's the best place, at least in my opinion, in this town to like put up a shitload of art. So we're trying to get 10 murals. Sergio's supposed to be one of the artists. We're slowly chugging away at like raising funds. We just locked in we got our first small grant for one of the walls.
Nice.
So that wall's locked in. So Blanca and Plague of Crows will be tackling that wall. So we can fund and pay them for that wall. But we want to pay all the artists and all that shit that we always are talking about on this show. So like, so it'll be exciting. But yeah.
So do you have to get grants for each wall, or how does that work?
No. Grants are just, kind of free money that are available. We just need to raise the funds that to like tackle the wall, pay the artist. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so we're hoping to get another grant that Santa Rosa's coming out with, specifically in our neighborhood, specifically for something that's very similar to what we're trying to do. So hopefully we can get that, and that'll be a huge portion of the mural festival. But yeah,
that's awesome.
I know we got a decent amount of Santa Rosians that listen to this podcast. So if you guys aren't doing anything on Saturday, December 4th, I don't know when that is. It's December 4th. But
First weekend of December, I'm sure.
I don't know if that's a week after Thanksgiving or 2 weeks.
I think it is.
Fucking know, but somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking for something to do, definitely go to Shady Oaks.
Nice.
I think we're gonna have a beer or something like that. We're trying to figure out exactly, but there might be a specific beer to order.
Oh,
we
that
get a
will
kickback,
help get funds.
and things like that. So we're trying to figure that out right now. But
that's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So it'll be exciting. Hopefully, we can raise a good amount of funds to like. If we can get like 2 or 3 more walls paid for through that fundraiser, then that's awesome. And then we can, keep chugging away till we get all 10 walls paid for. And we have some really cool artists that are supposed to be a part of it. I think John Wentz is gonna. We have a wall specifically for him. A mandolin, you, me, Plague, Blanca, MJ. Jet Martinez is tentative.
Cool.
So we're hoping to get him in, and
that'd be
Ricky
awesome.
Watts as well.
Okay, cool.
Depending on schedule, but and then we're hoping to get Serge Gay.
Okay, that'd be cool.
And then I definitely want some other folks. But the idea is like to have like some like really heavily working artist, and then like the local artist kind of like together, kind of like to be able to like work, and there's something about that, about being around your peers and seeing people that like do it professionally and seeing that it's possible, and and kind of that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is something that's been in the making for a while.
Well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started a legit nonprofit, which is a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we spent something like $15,000 of our own cash on this project so far, and it's not slowing down. So,
we're just the spending isn't slowing down, or just the project?
All of it.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're just hoping to. We're excited about what this can do for this city. I mean,
For sure, yeah.
It's kind of like trying to figure out how to create your own art scene in a way. This is the goal we have, in seeing if we can do some version of that where, this area we live in that's considered like wine country can be considered for more than fucking wine and weed.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But in general, I mean, we have a lot of like other really cool ideas. We have like planned to like see if this thing can spread and then figure out how we can scale it in this other way. But that's like maybe down the road. But yeah.
So the walls are going to be all like around this neighborhood?
It's going to be down Sebastopol Road. Yeah.
Nice. That's
so
cool.
The idea is that we want to like start here. We're going to do 10 walls. Hoping to do another 10 walls next year. And then we want to build a map and work with businesses so that like they can like, people can come down and like see all the fucking murals and stuff. And then they can also know what like where, because we have like the little like food area, you know what I mean, with all the taco trucks and stuff like that. So it's like, these are the taco trucks you want to go and fuck with, and like things like that. And we have ideas to like do like QR codes on the murals so that you can have your headphones in and like scan the thing and then hear like audio of each artist kind of talking either about the mural they created or whatever, so you can get more
cool.
insight and the artist or the artwork and things like that. So it's a lot of like moving parts and a lot of work. It's a lot harder to like manage this than just kind of go and do what we're doing. But I don't know. It's just this idea that we want to like make this place fucking cool. Yeah. It's like, so we need to stop complaining about like our art scene. It's kind of the mentality of being like, I'm so sick and tired of seeing like shitty murals go up and like, I don't know, money going to like hands of like people that just are kind of like, they have their own intentions, right? Of like, maybe like, I don't know, whatever they do. But like to us, it's like, I want really good artwork to be what's going up in our fucking area.
Yeah.
I have an idea of what I think really good art is. And I want to see if people get excited about that rather than what's been going up or what's barely been going up for the last whatever years. But yeah, it's just all kind of like color, not interesting, like non-offensive, you know what I mean? Like the least offensive. I'm not trying to like create offensive work, but like the like, you know what I mean? Like flowers and fucking butterflies for like the last whatever years. It's like, all right, let's start creating some actual art.
Rainbow colored hearts.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't know.
Yeah. That kind of stuff is just so played out that I don't think people even look at it. Like it doesn't register to them.
You just don't even notice. You drive right past it. You walk right past it. It is just like color noise that no one cares about.
Right, exactly.
But isn't even noisy at this point. It's so fucking overdone.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why your mural stood out so much that people are just like, what is this like luchador thing? Like it's not offensive at all, but like it's still even that much made people be like, what?
And that's kind of the idea is like, let's just get like a shitload of artists to do stuff to where like people aren't like, a mural can go up and have a point of view and someone's not going to be like freaked out by it. And if they are, they can just go and look at the other work. Do you know what I mean? Like when you go to these towns that have mural festivals, right? They have so much fucking artwork that no one, something that like people would freak out about here, no one will care about there because it's like, oh, well, there's something cool on the, like 2 doors down
Yeah.
that I'm excited about. I don't like this one. I love that one. Do you know what I mean? Where here it's like the crab in the barrel fucking mentality. It's all this like, and it's like, we just need to overpopulate this area with like artwork to where if you don't like this, go a door down, like look at that shit. That'll speak to you. If that doesn't, then figure out what does, and then you at least can go and, you know, it's like changing the channel or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, but right now we don't have any fucking TV channels in our neighborhood. We just have like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, we got one thing we get to look at. So now if I hate it, I have to fucking tell everyone in the world or something.
Yeah.
Or these like color noises, static channels that like
Right. Yeah.
no one cares about. So yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what it feels like. Those late night, like back in the day when channels went off the air.
Yeah, yeah. Just like shh.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, but yeah, that's what we've been doing, and it's a ton of work. It's a chunk of money that we, you know, as artists don't really have to like dispose of like we are, but we're just hoping to like create, you know, change the scene, to like at least insert our voice into this scene. You know what I mean? There's like in our city we have like an art section.
Yeah.
And they're like an older group of people, and they've created, and they have their voice, right, and they have their section, and I appreciate that, but it's like we don't like, for me, I don't feel like there's a home for like the art that we create. You know what I mean? Like the artists of our age group, and it's like, all right, well, we need to like fucking figure out how to like create that environment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to do. And we'll see. But yeah, and hopefully, I don't know. There's an idea I have to see if we can like scale it where we could potentially do it to like, the idea is like if we could do it in our neighborhood and then try to pinpoint like other cities that are like this. Not try to go like big cities, but go to like smaller cities that like might have like a pocket of creative people for whatever reason, but like don't have the idea that like they can change their town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you have any other cities in mind that you think fit that bill?
Well, the only town I have in mind, like specifically, is the town I've already lived in, but I don't even know if we'll ever do it. But it's East Palo Alto. That's like a town that I would love to go and do this in. But
yeah,
like I'm sure like there's Middle America cities and shit like that like have some really cool artists, but you know they just have to live online at this point.
Yeah,
because there's no like physical world that you know mirrors what they want.
Right.
But yeah, I have these ideas of how to like potentially raise funds easier and quicker. But I don't want to speak on it yet, but yeah, if it works out, it'd be really cool. Cause then you could scale and do this thing wherever you wanted. It could almost be like a everywhere mural festival.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all in the works. We'll see if it plays out. But yeah, that's what we've been working on. I've been pretty hush hush about for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't want like the whole like shit of like the backlash type shit that you deal with when you're in this space is just so like it's just so draining. And it takes so much attention away from like you doing cool shit. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, I don't want to fucking speak on this until like we're so far along that the people that try to stop us can't stop us anymore.
Yeah.
And I think we're there. Well, for sure, like worst case scenario, we'll be able to do, I think, 6 walls this year, which is a huge achievement in my opinion.
Nice.
But yeah.
This year meaning like the year you actually like 2022.
Yeah. So we were supposed to do it. Oh no, we were supposed to do it. We were trying to shoot for October, which we just couldn't hit. And then, so we moved it to June of next year. Was the goal. Yeah. And I think we'll be able to do 6 walls in June, no matter what. And then, but hopefully we can, but that would be like me and MJ would just do our walls for free. And, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Amanda and she would do one for free as well. If we don't want that, but that would be like how we would be able to squeeze it out.
Right.
But that's not what we're trying to do.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So we're excited. We'll see how the fucking goes.
Yeah.
I want to like kick open a door in this town for like cool mural shit.
Yeah.
When you go to like the towns that have it, it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. You're like, holy shit, this can exist in the town. Like,
Yeah.
even like small towns. Do you know what I mean? Like when we went to Lancaster, it's like, oh wow, like it's like a pretty small town. Tiny downtown, and you're like, oh look, there goes an Andrew Ham, like just chilling there. Like,
That's awesome.
like, they just own that, huh? Like they have all these like artists that are just so fucking good, and they're just in this town that like you wouldn't expect to have something this amazing in.
I was just curious about what size it. Okay, it's about the same size as Santa Rosa, 157,000.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that will be cool to see. Like, I'd be curious how that transforms the art scene, like just outside of even us. Like,
Right.
would it inspire other people to do stuff?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the hope. The hope is like, at the end of the day, the hope is like to like create like this like thing that like where whoever's up and coming can like see a potential. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're like the young Josh or Sergio of the world can be like, oh wow, there's this fucking cool thing in my town that I didn't know could be a thing.
Right.
And holy shit. Now like, and then if we can start bringing like some like big names from other like areas to like come in and people be like, holy shit, I'm a fan of this artist. And now they're like doing work in my city.
Yeah.
Alongside, like, I always want like at least half the artists to be from Santa Rosa or this area, you know what I mean? And then figure out who else we could pull from to like just make this area cool as shit. Because then you're gonna get a shitload of cool artists that come out of here doing awesome shit.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking like even like kids who grow up here, like see that mural or see murals go up like that and just be like, wow, that's something you could actually do. I want to do that. Like, right. I'm wondering like if I was growing up now and all these murals just popped up, would I be like, oh, can I do that for a job? Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, we like the last mural we did. Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah. There was a ton of people that came by with like their children and they were like, they were like little graffiti kids.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you do this like for a living? And it's like, yep. And they're like, oh, look, you could do this for a living. And then I'm like, but I also did graffiti when I was young. So, hey,
you're on the right path.
But yeah, so like, but yeah, I don't know. And I have like versions of like seeing graffiti and seeing like certain murals that like stick in my head of like, oh, these were big influences in my, you know, when I was coming up. So yeah. And that can steer you in a cool direction or maybe you were around a bunch of shitty abstract work.
Yeah.
And, you know, you went down the wrong path. You know, we're here to correct that.
Right. Yeah. What we say is the truth.
That's why we are the only podcast.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm excited to be a part of it as well. Vanessa and I have been talking about that too, because when she found out that about this whole project, she's definitely wants to be a part of it any way she can. So she's going to help me with the whole thing. Just talking about that. And she's thinking like, oh, that's always something I've always wanted to do is a mural of some sort as well. So helping her get experience with that along with everything else we're doing would be really cool for both of us, really.
Yeah, definitely. I know I'm interested to see how much this thing can grow for sure. like every now when we drive around town, we're like, ooh, like it's like we have a Piner. It's like, oh, look at all these walls. How cool could this area be? Like,
Oh, you mean like that industrial area? Piner,
Like, how cool could this area? Because like there's a ton of breweries around there. There's a ton of like
there's like just like warehouses and all sorts of like garages.
There's like a tropical fish store. Like that. And it's like
there's plenty of walls out there. Now I think about it.
Like, oh, this area will be fucking cool. And then, but yeah, it's funny too because we'll meet with the city. Because we're like, we'll tell them what we have planned, and they get excited about it, and they're like, oh, you guys, like, we have this chunk of money, like it sounds perfect. Maybe we can all maybe this can work out really well. But then we're like, oh, we also we think Piner would be really cool, and they're like, oh, we've been talking about Piner too. Like, yeah, like there's just whenever we go to different neighborhoods, like, fuck, look at this area.
Right.
It's like downtown is in my mind is the last place I want to end up, but it's it would be cool to slowly creep in until we're strangling downtown to be like, you guys gonna join the party or not? I know it's a lot of old property owners and a lot of old not so into change folks in there, but
oh sure.
The idea is if we could just start getting all the neighborhoods that aren't so hip and just start surrounding downtown, just strangle it to be like, yeah, you guys are gonna join it. You're gonna be the least coolest fucking area in this town. But yeah, that's the goal. And we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting for sure. It's a big idea and it's exhausting as shit. And it's tough to be like, oh, we still have to pay our bills and through art while creating this.
Oh yeah.
This other thing.
I guess that's the goal, right? Is to get to the point where you're not paying so much of it out of pocket.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to pay any of it out of pocket. So, at some point, we hope this thing will be a smooth running, fundraised machine. But we'll see.
That's what creating the nonprofit was about, right?
Yeah. It's so we can get funds and be open to grants that are more, you don't necessarily have to have nonprofit status, but it helps when you're applying to grants.
That makes sense.
And things like that. So yeah. But yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll be cool as shit.
Yeah.
And then
Santa Rosa won't be known as cool. What a change.
I know. We were me and MJ were talking because I guess Santa Rosa got it's top 5 places in America or some shit like that. They made some list, you know what I mean?
Oh sure, yeah.
MJ was getting so mad about it. She's like, because they were like, oh, they rated 10 out of 10 and shopping, and MJ's like, shopping? What the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
In what way are we gonna? Is it good to shop here? Yeah. Then I think we rated lower in parks and stuff, and she was like, and we were like, that's the thing that's good here. It's nature,
right?
You have cool ass things to go on hikes and water and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
The actual cool thing around here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not
Yeah, we always talk
shopping.
about Vanessa and I always talk about how shitty downtown and stuff is here. Yeah,
so bad. And then the mall.
Yeah.
Have you gone to?
I haven't been to the mall probably in 3 years at this point.
Really? Cottingtown Mall.
I've been to Cottingtown Mall just because
it is dead in there.
Oh yeah, it's a ghost town.
It's
other than Target and a Whole Foods, nobody goes there.
Yeah, it's only on the outside.
Yeah,
and at Chipotle's and shit.
Yeah,
So, by the way, we might be doing a mural in Cottingtown. So, hey, we might revive that spot too.
Nice,
it'll be fun.
Right.
But yeah. Well,
yeah, there are a lot of walls in that Cottingtown area now I think about it.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of when I used to skateboard and everything looked like something. Oh, I could grind that. I could go down those stairs.
Yeah, that's how graffiti was.
Yeah.
It was always oh, look at that spot.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, look, we hopped that fence and we're on the freeway right there. Oh, cool. You know what I mean? Like that was,
Exactly.
everything was possibilities. I know it feels like that now. It's funny. It was dangerous to drive back then. It's like, oh, eye on the road.
Right.
Yep. Well, yeah. So that's what we've been up to. That's the time suck that like we should have been probably way more productive this year, but that was like the silent time suck.
Right.
For us.
It seems like you guys were plenty productive from the outside. I don't know.
We could have been way more productive. Yeah, I think it took at least like 6 months of our time, I think. So, but hopefully it'll pay off. Hopefully it'll be something really cool that we can be proud of. I think it will be.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is what we've been doing. Oh yeah. Well, I guess that's it. Did you have anything else?
Did you watch Dune yet?
I watched Dune. Yeah.
Did you watch it here or at the theater?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you watch it in theater?
We did.
I was tempted.
I'm glad we did.
I was tempted to go to like an IMAX. I've never been to an IMAX, and I was like, I should just go to it for this movie. I audio read the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that seems like a good movie to go check out in theater. But I don't know. I feel like it was like maybe the next one is better because like they ended right when it starts getting like, you mean a little spicy,
right?
A little spice.
Yeah, exactly. Pun intended. Yeah, I liked a lot the sort of world that they built around everything. Like I thought visually it was super cool. Like something I don't like think about a lot, but like the way they use costumes and stuff in this movie was really cool. Like the way they composed
think about
them.
costumes a lot. It was
Well, like as far as like movies go, depending on the type of movie it is, like a really like unless the movie is about like the way things look, it's not something that I think is put a lot of attention into.
right.
Like I don't feel like superhero movies count for that because that's just like
not at all.
yeah.
Whenever they're doing like world building though, I'm always like, that's not like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Whenever there's like anything like transportation vehicles, anything like that, I'm like, why would they do that?
Right.
But yeah, there's a show called C on Apple TV. I don't know if you've heard of it at all, but
No.
The concept is like everyone, for some reason, the whole population has gone blind.
Oh, okay.
And this is like 500 years after that moment.
Okay.
So everyone's blind and the world is changed. People are more tribal, things like that. But yeah. And so to me, like throughout the whole show, I'm like, I get like angry. It's like one of the like ladies, she's like always wearing white. And I'm like, the fuck she always wearing white for? You know what I mean? Like,
why does it matter in this world?
Yeah, like how would she even know it's white?
Right.
She doesn't know it's white. Why is she wearing it?
That's
like,
a good point.
It's also things, but like everyone else is wearing like brown and shit like that. But like they made this emphasis to make her in white. I'm like, they shouldn't have done that. It's a dumb choice. Somehow magically she picks white shit to wear every fucking day. Like, no, I mean, like it just doesn't. And then I don't know. There was like a bunch of things kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It was like, why would you wear something like this? There was other things where I was like, oh, they're adding like texture to clothes. That's cool. And like, or,
right. Yeah.
but there was things like piercings. You know what I mean? I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like it wouldn't make that much sense to me to have like a piercing in a spot where like, I don't know, like a inner ear piercing or something like that.
Right. That's an interesting design challenge though, for sure. The whole idea of like, how do you visually depict something where the actual characters in the thing don't have sight?
Right.
Like what would become more important to these people, and color would not.
Right.
Like color would be the opposite of what anybody would care about.
Yeah, it'd be like texture
Uh-huh.
and like probably like ease, right? So you would
Uh-huh.
want like probably a lot of fucking buttons or something. Like that,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the lady would always have like this like hair fucking like feather thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, are those called brooches? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I'd be like, why would she? First of all, why would she have that, and why would it be feathers? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like to me, it would make more sense to be something like, I don't know, either heavily textured or very pleasing to touch it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like something squishy.
Yeah, exactly. Even fur. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But it's, I don't know. That's like the whole time I'm watching the show, all I keep thinking about is like bad costume choice, like,
Yeah.
things like that.
Right.
But I think that's only, it's specifically when they try to create a whole world. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When they're, and I love when they make good decisions. When you're like, oh, that's fucking really smart there, or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, there was. I mean, the show was fun to watch, but there was definitely some like very like shitty, like, all right, well that makes no sense, kind of ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sounds like an interesting show though. Like
Yeah.
the concept at least.
yeah, it was cool. But back to Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job.
I
I love how the world. What's the world they go into? It's like
forget the name of it.
God.
The desert one.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
desert one. The that place.
Vanessa's right now yelling it.
Yeah.
Yelling the name of it.
I'm so bad at remembering shit like that. God, now all I can think of is Benny Gesserit. That's like
Oh yeah.
the only word that's floating in my head. I'm like, Benny Gesserit. No,
Yeah.
Benny. No. But yeah. That.
Sounds like these jokers need to do their research.
I just love how they make the like structures in that planet on that planet. Like it was very like utility driven,
Right.
and not so much like
Yeah, they were forced to, like, because of like what they set up, where the sun is basically super scorching, and I thought it was pretty cool that like some of the choices that the characters need to make to avoid the worms and stuff like that. Like stuff like that is fun to think about. Like, oh, that would be something that you would have to consider.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you do have a pretty good sound system here, but I thought like it in the theater, the sound design just really
Thank
was
you.
awesome. What?
Thank you.
Oh, for complimenting your sound.
I was just trying to find a good spot to like cut you off to say thank you. I'm sorry, but yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know. We probably should have watched it in theater. Me and MJ are fucking busy. It's like a theater just seems like a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we got to go to the thing to do it. I don't know. And then we'd probably try to make it more of a thing
Right.
than just going and leaving.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, if you went to IMAX for sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
Because you'd have to go all the way to San Francisco for that, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the closest. And
That's what you should work on after you do the murals. Get an IMAX theater in Santa Rosa.
yeah. I'll just start doing wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to figure out on that movie. I was like, how are they going to fit this whole fucking book into this movie? Because it was like if so, they're gonna. It's like, you know, when you're writing a word and then you get to the end of the page, you have to squeeze it all in.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they were going to do with the.
Okay.
And then
Well, when I saw it was Dune Part 1, I'm like, oh, okay, they're gonna do that.
there's so many parts.
Yeah.
There's already so many parts. I mean, I don't know. It feels like it should be a show, probably. But, you know, whatever. God damn it. I hate that they don't make like something that's like multiple series books. It's like, just make it a fucking show. Just make it a Game of Thrones.
Right.
Man. It's the best way, in my opinion. Although, I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's what they're going to do with Lord of the Rings, right? They're going to make that a series on like Amazon Prime or something like that.
Nice. Well, they should. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think Amazon paid like $1 billion or some shit. Right?
Something crazy.
Or they're putting in $1 billion on the budget's like $1 billion. Something like, I think.
Damn.
That's right. I forgot about that. Like it was like the biggest budget for anything.
That's crazy. Damn. $1 billion into it.
Jeff Bezos is just like
yeah.
One bill flick.
Yeah,
He's $1 billion bills.
yeah,
exactly. Goddamn. Did you know there's a fun fact? Did you know that there's like crazy denomination bills?
I'd heard about them, but I don't know. I didn't think that they were actually in circulation.
No, they're not. They're only for like banks to banks.
Oh,
it's for you to like, for a bank to be like, we need to transfer this million. They probably don't even do that shit. I don't even know how money works now. To be honest, it's like, do they just like digit? It's like
well, these days, yeah, right.
It's all just like a number in in some fucking thing. Yeah, they have like I think it goes up to $1 million, maybe more. They just look silly. It looks like play money.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah,
is it still the same design as like when it first came out? Because nobody would have to like really. I mean, people aren't looking at it, like they don't have to like make it a big Ben Franklin head or anything like that.
Yeah. Who is on that fucking bill? That's the real question.
Jeff Bezos.
Who's on the $1 million bill? But oh fuck,
I'm curious now.
Who's on the $1 million bill?
Yeah,
we gotta check if there even is $1 million bill. I'm like so certain, but I'm pretty sure there is.
Who is on? There is no official person on the bill. However, that's some novelty thing. I don't know. There's a song by Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys called $1 Million Bill. I don't know. The highest real denomination of U.S. currency is $10,000, but this bill has not been printed since the 40s. Okay, well, I don't know. The story of the real $1 million bill. I don't know. It's some weird. I don't know if this is the actual bill, but I have no idea who that actually is on it.
I can't see.
Okay.
I don't have
Chase. Was there a Chase? Or maybe they just mean Chase from Chase Bank, but I don't know who's Chase. Salmon Chase? I don't know who that is.
You know who he was, right? You know,
Chief Justice.
You know who he is. You ever heard of a guy named Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Also the leader of Illuminati.
Yeah.
Salmon Chase. Yeah, that's what Bigfoot does.
Right, yeah.
He chases salmon, as we all know. We cracked that case real quick. Think about it.
Damn.
Think about it. So the 10,000
is jizzing in his pants right now.
I thought that was a higher bill. Maybe it was was it the highest bill ever? No, we're at $100,000 bill here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Maybe it was the $100,000 I was thinking of. Portrait of Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, okay.
All right, Woodrow. Okay, I see you. Salmon PJs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Bigfoot looks when you shave him, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. I know. All right. Cool. Wait, hey, you learned something new.
Right.
If you get anything from this show,
yeah,
I hope that you get this. That Salmon P. Chase is not only Bigfoot, but the leader of the Illuminati. Yeah, so look out, Alex Jones. You've got a new competitor in town. It's waiting to try.
Yeah.
The only art podcast that should ever exist.
That's right.
Soon to be the only conspiracy theory podcast to ever exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Last House on the Left, waiting to dry.
What's Last House on the Left?
I think they're I think they started off being like a true crime podcast, but I think they do all sorts of different things now. Where I've only listened like an episode or two, but they're like one of those shows that take on like a weird topic or something like that. See. And a lot of them are like conspiracy theory related.
What's the reference to? Do you know?
What do you mean?
The Lost House on the Left.
Oh, I don't know. Is it? It sounds like a horror thing. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll probably have to never check that out.
Right? Yeah.
But the name sounds familiar. I just couldn't remember what it was. Like that's a big podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we did it, Sergio.
We did it.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't really have much to promote at the moment.
Was your show still out?
Yeah, that's true. Go out there to the coast and go check out the Christopher Queen Gallery. Got a bunch of landscape paintings in there. And I should be posting them to my Instagram, but I've just been lazy about social media lately.
Yeah, I've been a little lazy too. Yeah, we'll be showing at Luna Rien Gallery in San Francisco. Off Valencia. If anyone, this is probably, I don't know when the next time I'll be doing like at least a decent body of work in one location in the Bay Area. I don't know when the next time that'll be. I don't know, maybe in like 2 or 3 years. So like,
yeah,
if you want to go check that out, I would recommend it because other than that, I'll probably just be doing group shows for a while in this neck of the woods. Cool. So yeah, that'll be
working on that scavenger hunt idea.
yeah, it's a great idea actually. If I could figure out how to do it in a way that's interesting,
right? Yeah, that'd be cool to see you do that.
But so that'll be up for the month, and then the way that gallery does it is like whatever sells gets pulled off the walls, and then they have 3 rooms, so they've been kind of like doing like a little bit of extended of like certain pieces from each show.
Oh, okay. I think so.
So yeah. So,
like there's the main area there where the show is, and then as things sell, they move.
Have you been to Lunarian before?
It's been a while, but yeah, I remember they have like a bunch of different rooms.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you walk through like a old Victorian, but like it's built like a gallery, except it's laid out like an old house.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool space. They have like a sculpture garden in the back, and then they have like 3 rooms. So like, but yeah. So if you're in the city and you want to check it out, or if you're near the city or going to the city and you want to check it out, and it's me, MJ, my wife, and Ursula Young. So yeah. So good stuff. Go check it out.
Nice.
And I think that's mainly it. If you're in Chicago, Vertical Gallery, I'm doing a show there soon. Then I'm going to have a piece at Stone Sparrow in New York pretty soon. Oh, and I'm in the American Art Collector magazine this month.
Oh, are you?
So
nice.
If you're a collector of that magazine, check it out. I don't know what else we got.
You don't even have to be American to check it out. Just be an art collector.
But yeah, I think it's part of their like figurative selection section for this year.
Oh, right. Yeah, they do like different sections every month.
So yeah. And then we had some murals coming up soon. So I think Petaluma, we're doing a mural in their JC, the Santa Rosa JC in Petaluma.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that should be started. We're trying to finish that by the end of this year. So we'll see if we can get that going.
Sweet.
And then my shop, I'm going to be doing my hats I'm releasing soon in a print run. If you guys want to keep an eye out for that. Obviously, Sergio's got a shop, so go spend some shekels there as well.
Yeah, I need to freshen that up too as well. But yeah, I still got plenty of merch on there to check out.
Yeah.
Black Friday's coming up, so I'll probably do something for that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so if you're wanting to buy some older stuff, I would highly recommend waiting till Black Friday time.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, so keep an eye out for all that stuff.
Sweet.
Happy Veterans Day. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we will make anything before Thanksgiving, so gobble gobble, you bitches.
Right. Yeah.
Turkey.
Oh, yeah. Where's that? I got that. Is that not on here?
That's fine.
Damn it.
Well, you guys got a little glimpse, a little turkey glimpse. But yeah. But yeah.
I know where to find that.
Turkey, 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 turkey. And that's the new song by Travis Scott.
Yeah.
It's his release as like a support song.
Right. Support the victims of his concert.
He's obviously very sad.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. So happy Thanksgiving. We don't get back before then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How far away is that? That's pretty close, right?
A couple weeks.
Yeah. We've been pretty bad. Well, hey, I'm back home, so maybe I don't know.
We'll see.
We should get better at this. All right. If you're still listening, fuck off.
Salmon Chase, look into it.
What did you say?